and welcome to Tuesday's Techniques. Today we're going to learn how to make a watermark so that you can quickly and easily brand your files for online viewing or proofs. The first thing we need to do is create the watermark. So go to File, New, and I recommend using the following settings. Set your width and height to 18 inches. That way it'll accommodate any image size. And set your resolution to 300. Once you have entered all the information, click OK. Now we need to add our logo or our text. To enter text, simply grab your text tool, T is the keyboard shortcut, click on your image, and type. Don't worry about getting the placement exact. I'll show you how to easily align it in just a minute. If you'd rather use the copyright symbol, grab your custom shape tool from the tool panel and choose your shape from the options bar. I've preloaded most of the Adobe shapes, so if you don't see all of these shapes, go to the gear icon and select which shapes you want to add. If you click OK, it'll replace the current shapes, or Append will just drop them at the bottom of the shapes you already have loaded. So I'll cancel out, hold down my Shift key, and click and drag out my copyright symbol. Holding the Shift key makes sure that the shape is drawn proportionally. I'm just going to drag my text layer down to the trash can, because I just want to show this on the copyright symbol. Next, we need to make sure the copyright symbol is in the middle of our document. Double-click the background layer and turn it into layer 0 by simply clicking Enter or Return. Then hold down your Control or Command key and click on the shape layer so they're both highlighted. Grab your Move tool, V is the keyboard shortcut, and in your options bar, you'll see you have several aligning options. You want to make sure to align center on both horizontal and vertical. At this point, I'm going to get rid of layer 0 because we don't need it anymore. Simply click on it and drag it down to the trash can at the bottom of your Layers panel. Now we need to add a layer style. So click the FX at the bottom of your Layers panel and go up to Bevel and Emboss. I'm going to increase the size a little bit and soften it just a little. And I'm also going to add a drop shadow. No matter what tool you were previously using, once you're in the Layer Style dialog box, you can simply take your mouse into the document and click and drag to place the shadow exactly where you want it. Spend some time in this dialog box and really customize your look. Once you're happy, click OK. Lastly, we need to make this translucent. In the Layers panel, click on the Fill Scrubby slider and drag it to the left. I usually leave the fill slider at about 10ish, so it's not completely translucent. So fiddle around with this until you get the look you really want. Now we need to save this. Go back up to File, Save As, and you really need to put this in a folder that will not move. This is especially important since we're going to write an action for this next week. I have a folder on my desktop that's called Stay Put, and this is where I keep all the images that I use on a regular basis. Name it something that you'll remember, and you need to save it as a PNG file. And click Save. And close the image. I've already saved this as a PNG, so I don't need to keep the Photoshop document. Now we need to place it on our image. The Place command will bring the image in as a smart object, and it will automatically scale that 18-inch file we have down to whatever size we need it. So go to File, Place Embedded. If you're using an earlier version of Photoshop, you may just have the Place option. Navigate to the folder you want to use. In this case, we just saved it, so it automatically opens to the right place. And click Place. As you can see, it's automatically centered it, and you can just hit Enter or Return to accept it. The last thing you need to do is lower the opacity, because you don't want your watermark to take away from the image. I hope this has been helpful. Please join us next week for a new Tuesday Techniques, where we'll learn how to use this copyright watermark in an action and a batch to really speed up your workflow. Happy Photoshopping!